The aims of this chapter are: first, to consider job description; second, to look at how the qualities needed to the jobs are established; third, to review the selection process from advertising through to appointment; and last, to outline procedures that might be used for the induction of new employees. The careful selection of the candidate for a well-defined vacancy can be of great benefit to a school, not only as a good fit between person and job ensured, but the procedures itself demonstrates an openness and integrity that can improve morale, and the more successfully the person chosen is trained to take on the duties of the post through an induction program, the more productive and content will be the individual, the principal, and the school generally. Job descriptions. First, to define tasks undertaken by individuals. Second, as a basis for recruitment, selection, and transfer. Third, to indicate the performance levels expected. Fourth, to identify training needs. Fifth, to help with transfer and promotion. Sixth, to establish the grades of jobs. And the last, for location and equipment design. Form of job descriptions. It is probably necessary to consider at least some of the following features. Title of job. At first sight, it might appear pedantic to single out for attention the title of the job, but often this indicates the salary band and implies the duties to be undertaken and provides comparisons with other schools. Location. Since travel to the place of work may well be an important element for a candidate to consider. Principal objectives of the job. This should be an accurate but brief statement of the overall aims of the job, main duties and skills employed. The objectives defined above can only be achieved through undertaking specific tasks. Resources managed. It should be quite clear how many staff are managed and what job titles they have. Equally, responsibility for equipment and the extent of the budget handled should be indicated. Working environment. If you are advertising a post internally, staff will have a clear idea of the working environment. Training requirements. Some posts require further training on appointment, and this should be noted so that the appointees are clear about what is expected of them and what the school will provide. Career opportunities. In larger schools, there are opportunities for promotion to advisory post or to post on the administrative side. Any special terms and conditions of service, subject to the local labor laws, a probationary period which will enable both sides to review and determine the suitability of the appointment should be mentioned here. Collecting information. A line manager completing a job description form should do the following. First, if post is already filled, ask present post holder to complete in pencil. Second, discuss fully, asking questions to get fully details. Third, agree the final version and have type. Fourth, retain one copy and send a copy to post holder or to new occupant. And the last, revise annually or on change of duties or incumbent.
Defining the qualities required, there is no set format for a person's specifications form, but many companies follow the Alec Rogers 7-point plan, which covers the following points. And defining the qualities required have 7 points like 1. Physical, that is age, health, and fitness. Second, attainments, that is education and experience. And the third is intelligence, that is what qualities require. And the fourth is aptitudes, that is writing skills, mechanical, and etc. And the fifth is interest, that is literature, travel, sport, etc. 6. Dispositions, that is cheerful, calm, self-reliant, etc. And the 7th is circumstances, that is weekend, working, travel, car driving, etc. And the second material is advertising a post. Many posts in schools are advertised initially before outside recruitment is initiated, and that may be a matter of agreed policy within the school. Moreover, an advertisement can help future recruitment by enhancing the school's image, whilst the mere fact of advertising a post rather than appointing on the basis of friendships and lack of service can signal to the staff a more open management style. Considerations of the following features may help when drawing up an advertisement. An advertising a post have three components like 1. Content, a description of the job, qualification needed, experience required, locations, fringe benefits, and salary. And the second component is style, like factual, unambiguous, attractive, and eye-catching. And the third component is language, simple and clear. And the third material is selecting on paper. Opinion is divided as to whether it is. And the third material is selecting on paper. Opinion is divided as to whether it is better to have a standard applications form or to ask for a short curriculum video or statement of suitability for the post. A paper selection, like an interview, has to be made against the job descriptions and the person derived from it. And the fourth material is selection interviewing. At this final stage, given the cost and average 45 minutes spent on each candidate, it makes sense to interview no more than a maximum of 6 people. One is that interviewing a candidate puts the interviewer in a volunteering positions of power, and theory is that there are no objective standard for assessing the effectiveness or otherwise of choice made. Considering the importance of the interview for the candidate as well as for the schools should also help to give recruiters the necessary detachment.
First, free version. 1. The job description. 2. The version specification. 3. Condition of service. 4. Application. 5. If possible, references. For the member of the panel, the document received can be daunting and too detailed. For the use at the interview, they will need to be made notes and even written specific questions. Some organizations achieve this process by issuing a form to enable interview. Notes to be made in advance and use a working document at interview. It is not only the interviewers who need to be verified, the candidates should have been sent detail of the post, including condition of service, at the time they expressed interest when it is decided that somebody is to be interviewed. The time and place of interview will be sent and additional information. Second, chairing. The chairperson rule is crucial. A chairperson not only has to be guide and control the panel and plan an approach to be forms of questioning and the making of assessment, but must also welcome and set candidates at ease. Hence, interpretation has been designated in advance. Before starting the interview, the chairperson will want to discuss with other panel members the qualities to be looked for between essential and desirable as in the person specification. Third, the stages of an interview. There are 5 stages. 1. Introduction for interviewer and settling down remarks. 2. Explain the forms of the interview. 3. Question to obtain information. 4. Inviting question from the candidates. 5. Conclusion. A. The introduction. Here, the chairperson will introduce him or herself the panels. B. Explanation. The length of time the interview is expected to last should be clearly explained and the forms of the interview should be outlined. C. Inviting question from the candidates. The candidate must to ask question. D. The question.
Questioning technique. The aim of the interview are: the first, to enable an exchange of information to take place. The second, to assess the candidate quality in relation to the job. The third, to enable candidates to feel they have been given a fair chance. These objectives are more likely to be achieved if the interviewer appreciates that their role is in the main to listen critically and critically. Critically in interpreting what is said and critically weighing its again the person's specification. The question asks should therefore elicit evidence from the candidate past experience as to whether they are suitable for the job. The takers of the site show how question may be followed by the interviewer from general to specific. Naturally, the direction of the questioning depends upon sensitivity, listening, and ability to follow a clue that are offered, but certain general points, summarized below, do lead to the questioning technique. Upon the question like who, what, why, how, allow a free response on the candidate part. Second, clarifying questions such as I am not clear about it. Could you explain in a little more detail? Are important for checking understanding and helpful. The third, extending question like could you tell me a bit more about it? And could you expand on that? Serve a similar function. The fourth, linking question like we mentioned timetabling, what experience have you had of that? Show the interview has been listening and they also enable the questioner to move the interview in a new direction. The next material assessment. The operating consideration throughout the interview is the search for the quality required, but evidence collected is easily forgotten, particularly if a number of candidates are interviewed. For this reason, as soon as a candidate leaves the room, it is essential to read, note, and summary of conclusion. The next material supplementing interview. Some large organizations like to supplement interview with a personality, intelligence, or aptitude test, and there are a large number on the market to choose from. If they are used, it's probably better not to look the result until after conclusion have been reached at the interview. In that way, sometimes as confirmation and check. Next, the induction of new employees. Having selected the successful candidate, written a letter of the appointment and received acceptance then. Before the arrival of new employee, it is a good idea to think of what kind of training will be needed. There is training profile and discussion on training that indicate some of area that the school might wish to consider for a specific training program. However, the concern at this stage is to give an introduction not so much to the job as the school and the procedure used, which will enable the newcomer to be an effective number to start as quickly as possible. What areas that need to be covered? Many organizations find this good practice and meant to have a staff induction manual of some kind wherein the following short of the topic can be covered. The first, welcome letter from the principal. The second, brief history of the institution. The third, status of the institution if applicable. The fourth, organizational structure. The fifth, staff name and position held. The sixth, department area of responsibility. The seventh, working condition. The eighth, detail on holiday, sick leave, maternity leave, and etc. And then recreational and welfare facilities available. And then staff appraisal system. 11. Detail of any probationary period. 12. Where to find detail of administrative procedure. The 13. Where to turn for further advice. 14. That union representation. 15. Equal opportunity policy.